Hey everyone, Nick Smith here from the team at Visier, and we have a question coming in from customers. What data sources does Visier have access to? And I'm joined with Yan Chen from our solutions team to dive into that question.
So how these multiple sources come in is through this mapping UI. This says for that first file that I uploaded, employee, here's all the things that map to it. And I can have multiple source systems map to this. So in this case, this is my employee file from, say, namely, and it's a regular type. And since I don't have multiple sources in here yet, let's just use the same one that came in earlier. And now pretend that this one here, let me rename this one. This one here came from, say, Workday. So I'm using two different HRIS systems to populate this one model. So in
Yeah,
one case, it is for Workday, and in another case, it is for Namely. Both of these have um, potentially same mappings or different mappings, but what they're doing is we're combining all of the data from two separate streams, from two different systems into one consolidated view. So in order for the person that's managing this to know what all that data is going to eventually result in the employee object, we have this ability to view this table. So based on both the mappings from Workday and Namely, I can view the information in a consolidated way that you wouldn't be able to do unless you were using some external tool to do this, because you view it once in Workday and then you view it again in Namely. Well, we smash both of those records into one container in one view so that you can see all of that all in one place. So this is all the records that come from both of those sources. And now you can validate, record by record in here, but this is a little bit tedious to go through. So it's
yeah,
probably better going through and then building this and then looking at it from the analysis side that says, okay, did it combine all of the employees that I expect, or all the
right.
information from both source systems?
Right. Now, you've kind of used two cloud examples for this one, but many customers I think are on this journey and an accelerated journey now, digital transformation, as we're all in a digital workplace. And I think many customers don't have necessarily all of their employee and HR data in a
Yeah.
cloud system. Is there a way that you can kind of take a hybrid approach where you're
Yeah.
pulling the data that's on premise and in the cloud and modeling that together?
Yeah. So I can say add a new one here, and let's say a legacy system like PeopleSoft, right? That's not going to be in the cloud. That's going to be something that sits on-prem for them. So, they send us the same types of files or the same shape of the data that we're receiving from other sources as well. So now I have the notion of two cloud technologies, namely in Workday, and I have an on-prem legacy system like PeopleSoft. These all have some data coming into our system. They're all being mapped to the employee analytical object itself. So we're going to take all three feeds at the same time and put them into the thing that describes employee. And then we start looking at all the employee records that are there. You might have duplicate records across all these systems. And what we're going to do is
Mhm.
filter out only the latest piece of information at each time point so that we can give you the history of that employee across all three systems.
Thanks, Yan. And we want to hear from you. What questions do you have? Ask Vizier, type your comments into the chat below. Drop us a note, hashtag Ask Vizier. We want to hear how you're using data and analytics. Thanks for listening.